Hi Glenn, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today about your recent transformation at M10. How was your training going before you decided to give us a call?
Well, it was almost non-existent. I'd sort of been in the gym, out of the gym for years, but I hadn't been doing anything for a good year really. I dabbled with training for a biathlon, which I did early on in the year, but nothing proper. So it was pretty crap basically. You know.
What do you think are the main reasons why you've struggled to get in shape before?
I think there's a few things. Firstly, could never sort my diet out. Although I always knew that the diet was important, I could never sort of get myself into that sort of frame of mind where I needed to do the diet. And secondly, some of the gyms you go to, the local gyms, although they're good, you sort of get yourself ready to go in for a session. You know, you've got your program written out, and you just can't get on anything. You know, and so all you end up doing is either wait for a bit of equipment where you're cooling down, and so in the end all I did was just end up going on the cross trainer or the running machine. So I wasn't doing a proper workout.
So Glenn, with many other personal training companies out there and gyms, what was it most about M10 that made you want to sign up with us?
Well, I googled personal trainers in Newark, and you know, saw your website on there. I recognised you from days before, and read some of your testimonials and looked at some of the transformation pictures, and I thought, you know, I want to have a go at that, you know. So, as you know, I booked up the consultation with you. From speaking to you, I felt that the passion that you sort of gave back just on a consultation basis was fantastic, and felt for what I wanted to do in the time limit I had, that it was perfect for me.
So there's a very specific way that we design the gyms over at M10, and I'm always interested to know what people's first impressions are of the gym when they first walk in.
Well, I mean, when I walked in, when you showed me around and that sort of thing, it didn't feel intimidating. I mean, I've been in lots of gyms and it could still feel intimidating, you know. And the atmosphere was friendly. I could see the other guys training their clients, and you know, there was banter going on, you know, which was, you know, good natured, and the whole thing just felt right. You know, it was good.
Throughout the course of your transformation, what is it that you've learned the most about?
Diet, really. Just how important the diet is along with the training. You can lift weights till you're blue in the face or red in the face, as I was a lot of the time. But if you're not doing the diet side with it, it really is not fruitless, but you're not going to get what you need out of it. It really does make a massive difference, and anybody that tells you otherwise isn't telling you the truth.
And on that note, the diet side of things, now going into a little bit more detail, how did you find the nutrition program?
The first 2 weeks were hard. There's no two ways about it. You're going from eating twice a day what you like, skipping meals, everything, to having a regimen of 5 meals a day. You're eating stuff you would never ever think of eating for breakfast, and eating when you're full, which is also difficult when they're not foods you fancy at the time. But it was such a major factor that you just stuck with it, you know. And after a couple of weeks, it got a little bit easier, you know, when beef started being added in and a few more flavours. It might sound simple, but you know, they really do make a difference. But you've got to commit to it, and you've got to do it, you know, for long.
You've already mentioned earlier about being red-faced, so let's talk a little bit more about the training side of stuff. Our programs are very, very structured. How did you find them?
I love the training side of things. It really gave me the passion to get back in the gym, to really sort of work myself up, you know, into a good sweat. And I just think, you know, the way the programs are structured, you follow the program with, I mean, Steve, my personal trainer, he knew me after 3 months, he knew me inside out, and perhaps after a month he probably knew me inside out. And the fact that he knew that if I was having a bit of a bad day, or was, you know, he would switch the programming there and then to how I felt, and it was fantastic. And just to work that hard, I mean, he got every ounce of, you know, energy out of me on each of the sessions.
So we're now at the end of the 12 weeks. How different are you today than when you first signed up with us?
Well, there's two sides of that. physically, I'm a million miles from where I was. You know, I'm a lot leaner. My body fat has halved since I started, and just the other side of it is just the knowledge I've got now. I mean, nothing on you guys, but I know that, you know, if I have a bad week, I know how to perhaps correct it for the next week. You know, obviously with Christmas coming up, it's going to be a major factor, you know, where we all start to eat a few things that we shouldn't perhaps, or quantities that we shouldn't. But it's about, rather than before thinking, God, what do I do here? Now I know, well, okay, you know, let's cut back on the carbs, and then, you know, so it's the overall knowledge, and, you know, the particular exercises that you're able to do, you know, and the way you train. It's just the overall package is a lot better.
Now, this new knowledge that you talked about just a second ago, what is it most about what you've taken from the training program with it that's going to enable you to stay in great shape moving forward?
No, as I was saying, you know, if you're overeating a bit, you know how to correct it, you know, and once you get to the level of sort of fitness, or if you like, that I've sort of worked hard to get over the last three months, I'm not somebody who's just going to go, that's it, that's that 3 months out the window, I'll go back to how I was. No way in the world.
Now, the 12-week transformation came to a great end with a fantastic photo shoot. Both Steve and I were present with you on the day. What was the best part of your journey with us?
Just discovering that at 44, I'm capable of, you know, going from Joe Blogs to who just tries to train, thinks, you know, you've got an idea, reading stuff out of magazines, but just knowing that it can be done. The photo shoot was something I never thought I'd be doing. I had a fantastic relationship with Steve. We really gelled, and that's important. And I felt as though we had that relationship from the first session. You know, he wanted me to end up with a great transformation as much as I did, and I think overall that's what you get out of them 10, that they really are passionate for what you want, you know. And as I say, Steve knew me, he knew exactly what I was like, and I think the whole thing was just great to come out of it.
Great. You mentioned a little bit earlier about the trainer's passion. That's a big part of what we do at M10. What would you say to somebody who's watching this video right now, who is thinking about either signing up to train with us or signing up to do one of our body transformation programs?
Certainly come and speak to you first, because it is it's a full commitment. You've got to commit to the whole thing. There's no point thinking, I'll pick a little bit up from that and then I'll do a little bit of this. You've got to be in the right frame of mind. I mean, you've got to be in the right frame of mind for the food, certainly, and you know, you've got passionate trainers that really want the best, so you've got to give that back to them. You know, if you're not training hard, then it's difficult for them to give you that passion back, and they want it, they really do want it, and I wouldn't choose anything. I think I've made a good friend in Steve, you know, and I've met some good guys in yourself, Luke and Lucas at the gym at Newark, and that's forever, that's forever. So it's just been a great, fantastic journey.
So Glenn, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you for all your hard work. It truly was a fantastic transformation. I'd like to also thank Steve, your personal trainer. His hard work has paid off, and the results are there for everybody to see. I truly hope your results are inspirational to many people. Well done.